This is a Jimmy Page signature Les Paul custom shop, belongs to my neighbour Jimmy. It's probably one of the nicest Les Pauls I've ever played. It has those super low, wide frets, you know, it's one of those few Les Pauls that really plays itself. If you were going to a music shop looking for the one Les Paul, this is it. So, what's wrong with it, you might be asking? Well, somebody decided to burn it with a cigarette. And this goes all the way down to bare wood. I don't know how this could have happened by accident. I think, you know, this must have been done on purpose, because like you look at where it is, somebody must have held a cigarette on there for it to be burnt down to bare wood like that. You know, it's very deep, it's very annoying. You can really feel that when you're playing. So Jimmy's asked if I can do something about it. So I've taken the Bigsby off and the tom bridge, and that should just make it a bit easier to lay the guitar down on its front without any trouble. So these were made in the early 2000s, and I can see there's quite a lot of lacquer check-in, certainly around the headstock. There's not much on the body, but this is obviously a, you know, proper nitrocellulose they used on these, so I need to use nitrocellulose to do the touch-up. I'm just giving this a very light scuff sand here, just to make sure there's no crud in the area. See, you probably can't see on camera, but there's these little crystallized bubbles, so we're dead sure it was burnt. So I'm just very carefully building up the area with a few drops of super glue. You could just drop fill with lacquer, but the trouble is it will take an age to dry, cure properly, ready for buffing, which obviously I want to get it done a bit quicker than that. And also, after a while, the lacquer will shrink. It will shrink at a much faster rate than the rest of the lacquer on the guitar, and we'll see some witness lines there, and we don't really want that. So I'm just building up the area a little bit, and then I will get it all nice and level with the surrounding finish, and then we can spray some black lacquer over it and then do a bit of clear coating. So I'll leave this to dry naturally. I don't want to use any accelerator on this, and I may come back and do a couple more drop fills. Got to try and keep this as level as we can so that it doesn't run away. Seems to be okay. I let this super glue dry overnight, and now I'm just very, very carefully knocking it back. This is some 320 grit sandpaper on just a little block of wood here. I need to be really careful that I don't apply too much pressure. This is right on this transition here, and I don't want to put any flat spots anywhere. But I'm mostly level now. I just can feel there's a little high spot just here. And I'm sanding the surrounding area a little bit. That doesn't really matter. What I do want to be careful of when I come to spray this, that I don't have kind of like a hump where the new finish sits on top of the old finish. So I kind of want to carefully level sand the whole area so it's fairly even and smooth. And then when I've got this sanded level, I'll come back with some finer sandpaper. I'll probably start with 600 grit, and I think I'll probably work my way up to 1200. Get it all nice and smooth. That way I don't have to do much level sanding, which means I don't have to spray too much paint on top. The black is clearly quite thick. I know I've gone into the black, I've gone through the clear, but I haven't sanded through anywhere. I haven't sanded through any of the colour anywhere. It's all exactly as it looked when I filled it with CA glue. Okay, so I sanded this up to 1000. So I started with the 320 on a block, and I'm using these Nitolac pads here. So I did a bit with 400. I haven't got a 600, so I've just got some 600 wet and dry. I went with that, and then I went up to 1000. These pads are lovely, actually. They're cloth back. They're quite flexible. They do have a little backing pad you can use, which is quite flexible. But I just went, you know, just over the top like this. Unfortunately, I don't have I don't have an in-between. I could do with one of those. But this is now super smooth, all completely level. I can't feel it. I know it's there, but I can't feel it. So now I'm going to tape this all off, and we're going to spray some black paint in this area here. So I'm all set up to go now. I've got the binding taped off. I don't know if you can see, there's a little white hairline here. I think they scraped the binding on this guitar on a Friday afternoon, so I'm just going to get a bit of black on there too. And I've just got my little, this is a cheapy Amazon airbrush, came with a little compressor, which is ideal for this kind of job. I've got like a pea-sized blob of black nitrocellulose mixed about 50-50 with some thinners. Barely need any paint at all, so it's not worth using a proper spray gun for this. So we're just going to touch him up. And I think we are pretty much done. There we go. So this is the little airbrush I was using to do that touch-up work. Doesn't need a spray gun for that kind of work. It's far too big, and you just end up wasting loads of paint. I just had a little pea-sized blob of nitrocellulose in thinned at least 50-50 with some thinners just to spray it really thin. It comes as a kit. You've got a little compressor here, which is it's perfect really. So if you're just doing little touch-up work, or you're spraying like, I don't know, Airfix models, or what else do they do? Warhammer and all that kind of stuff. Then this is perfect. And what I really like about it is just how quiet it is. That's quieter than my extractor. Tiny little thing. It's got a little airline filter in it. Just does everything you need really for little touch-up work. I've used it a few times and I've not had any issues with it. I saw a few negative reviews on Amazon saying that the compressor would trip their breaker, but I've not had any issues with it, and I've only got a 16 amp fuse in here. It's just a domestic supply into the workshop. So yeah, I'll stick a link to these in the description if you want to get one of those to do a bit of touch-up work. It's a good little bit of kit. So I'm just about to spray some clear coat on here. I've got the tuners all taped off, and I'm using Nitolac Golden Age gloss. There's a bit of checking on the front of the headstock, so I know that it's proper nitrocellulose they're using, so I shall use the same so that the finish blends in. I'm also spraying like 3 other guitars at the moment with the same stuff, so it just works out quite nicely. And yeah, I'm just going to get a bit of clear coat on that now. And I shall leave it like that for about half an hour, and then I shall spray another coat, and then probably one more coat today, and I think we'll call that done. So it's been about 3 weeks, I think, since you saw me put the last coat of clear lacquer on this. So now we're just going to give it a buff. I haven't done any level sanding towards the end. I'm just going to buff the last coat that was sprayed, because it's all pretty level anyway, but also the finish that's there is well, it's not a perfect finish, so this should tally up nicely with what's there. So I'm just using the fine polish from Menzerner GW16, and we'll give it a bit of a polish and see what it looks like. This is a very heavy guitar. In your car, in my car. I'll go and grab it in a minute. I'm just giving this a bit of a clean up and set up, and I've just got a drop of white spirit on a bit of paper towel, and this is chrome polish coming off the frets from, I imagine, from last time the frets were polished, which I expect was years ago, and all that is still coming off the frets now. Crazy. Lots of finger marks in the ebony, so I shall give the frets a bit of a clean up as well, and then we shall give the fretboard an oil. Because there's so much chrome polish still left on the frets, just rubbing it with some paper towel and some white spirit is actually polishing the frets. So I shall probably give them a slightly finer polish afterwards. This doesn't really need any fretwork doing. They're all nice and level. They're very low frets anyway on this guitar. So not quite a fretless wonder, but not far off. There we go. Cigarette burn is gone.